Hey guys, welcome. Okay, good. Okay, so this is I'm Mark Black, and this is Mark Teaches Music, and you're at my improv workshop, and I'm turning my voice up. There we go. Try to sound like FM announcer. Hey, welcome. So this is the 13th day of June, 2023, and I want you to have fun and be awesome, which is our theme here. And just want to say for more information about lessons, go to www.dallasmusiclessons.com, and there's information there about me and about lessons. And if you want to do that, you can look at that, and then how to contact us as well. So what we do here at this part, there's two parts to this. The first part here is this ad-libbing, and I should be ad-libbing, and then you be ad-libbing, going back and forth, and as has at least the 80-year, perhaps hundreds of years tradition called trade nates, or a call and response, and the idea is that somebody plays something back, or somebody sings something back. And it's a great way to jam with people. It's also a great way to learn. And so anyway, that's what we're doing. And so you got me here, and I wish I could hear you, but I can't, but you can hear me. And so anyway, so we're not just ad-libbing, because we're trying to learn and get better. And so different things that I think of that might be helpful, I will say from time to time. So most of what we're doing is ad-libbing, but some of it is talking about how to ad-lib better, get more better. And so we're trying to learn. And so if you got a request for a style, or you want to hear me a style that we haven't done, and I have all these styles that I'm trying to do, and I don't know how many we're getting to, but we get rock and blues and country and R&B, and today we're doing that not trance really quite, but dance slash what did I call it? Dance slash well, it doesn't really say, does it? Anyway, it's kind of a dance song, but like techno. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Techno, kind of a techno song. And we'll talk. We're fixing to do it in just a second here. But so if you have a request for a style or something, just let me know. And so let's see. So or style or different instruments. Hey, I hadn't seen you play the ocarina. I have an ocarina over there, or have a slide whistle, man, for that matter. I can play the slide whistle for you. Very difficult to play. Seriously, it really is. So anyway, if you have a request for an instrument that I can play, just holla, and I will maybe try that. So if you like this, hit subscribe and click the bell for notifications, and please invite other people to come see this and to come. And starting today, I think this is a good thing, but I just want to mention, if you send me your email, I am going to, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to send you one of the tracks that I have here that I've done. If you like either one of them, just tell me which one, and I'll send it to you. And if you're a current student and you want one of those, just let me know, either in your lesson or send me an email, and I'll send that to you. So trying to figure out how to make that work. So that's what we're going to do, and just to say that. So now here's the guidelines for this, which are mostly just totally practical as opposed to aesthetic or disciplinary. No, sir. So the links for both the keys and the scales, as well as the chart itself, in the description, and you should click on that. You should go and, at the minimum, have those up so you know what scales to use, and the chords. Although the chords they're important. They're not unimportant. They're just not as important as just the simple scale, because our first song, for example, only uses chords that are in the F scale. So it uses many different chords, but they're all built in the notes of the F scale with one flat for C instruments. And so, for example, it's more important that you know the scale we're playing than that you know the chords, if we had to pick one thing. So anyway, get those links, open that up so you know exactly what we're doing. And don't just sit there and watch me play. Now, if you're really super shy, nobody can hear you. So you're safe, it's a little castle of you. And so you're safe, nobody can hear you. So enjoy your castle and just play. So when it's your turn to play, and go for it. Don't wait. It's the best way to progress is to. It's not the only way, but if you had to pick one again, play and get in there. So shoot your questions or comments. I mean, like, wow, that was good, or whoa, you said to put this on the fifth fret, but it's not working, or said this has an F in it, or whatever. Tell me so we can fix it quick, and you can jump in there. So don't wait. So don't be put off by a weird style or something you don't like. Yeah, I am wondering myself about this first song. It's not. I'll talk about it in a second. So anyway, so the point is, you make that song great. Just because you don't particularly like it, maybe you could do such a great job ad-libbing, adding in stuff that it'll become a good song despite itself. So anyway, instruments you don't like I'm playing the mandolin today. And I'll talk about that again in a second when we get to it. But you say, I hate that. Well, you may learn something from what that instrument can play, and you don't normally play on your instrument. And then playing in many styles teaches you a lot of things. It gives you, it's a different, could be swing time, could be the notes that are emphasized, or the strums, or whatever. And when I'm playing, don't play. Now the reason is not because you might hear something you like, but it's more, as much as that is like you're kind of gathering your thoughts and like, what am I going to do? I'm going to play something here in a second. What I want to do. And a minute ago I tried this and I couldn't get to it. Let me see if I can get it this time, or I'll just abandon that. So you're using the time that you got where you're not playing, where you're just kind of thinking of ideas, things you'd like to do. So, and then when it is your turn, just jump right in. And remember, nobody can hear you. So, if we had to just pick one thing to do in a song, and again, this excludes studio musicians where somebody just puts a piece of music in front of you and you have to play it. But if we had just one thing to do, we'd listen to the song, and it would tell us where this note or this group of notes sounds really good and where it doesn't sound quite as good. But we know, for example, this first song is in the key of F. So, there are songs in here. There's how many are there now? There's 37. I think this is number 37. There are 37 of these, and each one has two songs. There's songs in here that only have one chord. There's many songs that only have one key. This first song only uses one key, the F scale. If you're at a B flat instrument, it's the G scale. If you're an E flat instrument, it's the D scale with two sharps. So, and then if you're stuck singing just a little bit, always will give you ideas, because your voice is closest to you, what you think of, what you think. You don't have to figure out the note here, because the note is here, closer from here to here than from here to here. So, and I don't mean physically, I mean it's easier to get those notes out. Okay, the first song is called Sinkhole. And anyway, I played the electric guitar last week. I'm playing it again this week just because this song seemed to work better with, I was trying to think of an instrument that would work good, and I think you could have done the flute, you could have done the sax, but you could have done the keyboard, I guess. But then I felt like it was kind of saturated with, synth keys, and so I was trying to do something not. So anyway, here we are on the guitar again, and the electric guitar. And so anyway, that's what we're doing. So let me grab that electric guitar. And this is using the F scale, so I'm going to switch views here. And because I'm switching with this view, you can't see the chart. Now, everything on this chart is, every chord in this song is what I'm trying to say, not on this chart. Every chord in this song, every chord in this song is in the F scale. I'm trying to say a very simple thing. This scale, let's get some sound for that. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, so anyway, every chord in this song is using notes of that scale. So you probably play an F through the whole thing, it'd be okay. It wouldn't be great, but it'd be adequate. So anyway, I don't want you to do that necessarily, but I'm sad my little view is all kind of goofy. Oh well. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so here we go. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do it. And let's listen to it once. And it's actually 96 bars. The one time through. So we're not going to listen to all of it. We'll just get the idea. Oh, I want to say too, when I got into this, listening to this later today, after deciding to do it and putting up the chart and everything, it's got some pretty gnarly sounds in it. So I don't know if I'd necessarily choose it. This is fine. And somebody can tell me if this is too loud. I just have this thing here to look at. Really loud in my ears, but according to this, it's not that loud. That's what I'd take out. A little too much, I think. But we have to get over it. Let's wait till it comes to drums. We're just kind of absorbing the song. Here we go. Now check it out. Anybody can do this. I'm gonna go. Your turn. I don't know really what you're supposed to do. Go ahead and play. F major. I'm sorry, yeah, F major, D minor. Just ignore that. Make it great because you're playing good stuff. Okay, and I'm going to come in. Play something slow, thoughtful. Slow. Okay. I'll let you play past this obnoxious part. Okay, you take it. Keep going. It's pretty cool, I think. Once it gets past that, ah. Keep going. All right, it's my turn to go. Your turn. Keep going. Play something epic. Okay, I'm gonna come in here over the gnarly dude. Time to be epic. Turn. Your turn. Alright, it's my turn to go. Your turn. Your turn. Make it epic. He comes in. What are you gonna do? I'll let you take it in the drop and up. Still gonna let you take it on the drop. Say something. Well, no one could believe it, but we actually got to the end of a track. So that's pretty good. Okay, so listen, would seriously love to know your thoughts about that song. I found the pretty excessively obnoxious, but I liked a lot of the song. I liked it when the beats came in. I liked the spacious parts, and I thought I kept saying epic, 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 but I thought it was pretty epic, and I want to comment just about dance music and, through the ages, which of course all the pavans and allemans and minuets and all those things are dances. Talking about classical, historical dance music, so to swing, in the 40s and the 50s and 30s, and then all the dance music now is meant to be, guess what, danced to. So it's not really meant to be like, oh my God, that's so incredibly complicated, because we're just supposed to have fun and move our bodies and enjoy the motion and the action. And so anyway, I think that's a lot of fun. So I'd like to know what you think about it, both the style and other stuff, Big House and all those different names of EDM, and as well as this specific song and what we did. And that song, fascinating to me, all those different sounds, but still just using the notes of the F scale. Now, again, the way that works is as each note in the scale, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, those are the notes of the F scale, which is on your chart, your piece of paper that says how to ad lib in F. So that's there, but all those chords. So, for example, I think it started with an F. What was it? It started with an F. Yeah, let's see. It started with an F with an F over C, but this really is an F. Well, I could call it an F9, but F major 9. It has no third, so that made it kind of a little emptier sounding. The third is an important part of kind of making the chords sound, all chords sound more full. And so a power chord on the guitar especially sounds, that's just the D chord, right? With no third. Let's go back to this view. Listen to the sound. If you don't play this instrument, that's okay. So this sound here is just two notes. We put a third in it. Sounds fuller. Put a different third in it. Sounds fuller. Anyway, take out the third. Anyway, there you go. Music is cool. Okay. Now let me just, this is about learning. And so my comment, I have a interim comment, which is, hey man, when you play, don't make excuses for things. You make mistakes. The drummer was waylaid on the way over, so you have a drummer you don't know. Don't tell people that, because it just kind of diminishes things. With the exception of, my exception is, so when I play the mandolin and when I play the harmonica or instruments I really shouldn't play for public consumption. I don't practice. I love these instruments. I don't practice them or barely practice them. Most of my students, I don't teach the harmonica. I play the harmonica. I do play the mandolin. Most of my students play the mandolin in a week more than I play the mandolin in a year. And I don't mean it like I'm so awesome. I mean it like, my gosh, I should play the mandolin. But I have other instruments to play. So it's like, I'm getting it. All I'm saying is, if I can play this instrument, and so when I play the mandolin, there should be a big asterisk up here in the corner, like over there. Asterisk, So let's see. Now I'm going to bring this guy here so I can talk in this guy if I need a talker. Oh, look at that. Everything's in the way. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah, look at that. You can't see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my picture of my little neck here. Okay, so this next song is definitely... So anyway, this next song is, and you can use this mic. This is not amplified. So anyway, this next song is called Cove East. And again, you got a chart for it. You got scales for it. This is in the key of F major. The other song we just did is in D minor and F major. It's going back and forth between those two keys. Those are called relative majors and minors, meaning they use the same scale, same group of notes. And sometimes it's emphasizing the D and A, which will make it sound a D minor. Sometimes it's emphasizing the F and C, which makes it sound like F major. Check, check. That's not very loud. That's about as loud as I get it. Okay, well, that'll do. I don't know that I'm going to talk a lot. But this way I can talk in. Too loud, isn't it? Okay, so all the comments, I can't keep track of them all. Okay, so here's our sound on this song. And this song does go out of the key in one place in the song. And I think we can afford to listen to that. Let's take a look at it real quick. Go ahead, listening. This is what we want it to be. It's all happy. all notes in that F scale. And right here is where it goes as the A. Okay, here. Let's listen to that one more time. There's an A minor. It's in the scale. You can hear me. Right? You can hear me? Hey. Oh, lost my A major. Sorry. There it is. A major. Ba 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 ba. That's a C sharp. And the scale is the C natural. The C natural in the scale. Okay. So anyway, I just want you to hear it. Let me just play. Just repeating. Like most songs, or many songs, are in A form. Do something, do it again, do something different, do the same thing again. That's the second A. That's our song. Okay, so I'm going to start off, and this is in the key of F, and let's see, I don't want you to see this one, I want you to see this one. Yep, there we go. Got a little mandolin head there. Let's make that, get a little more mandolin in it. And I can do this again. Get rid of that. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's see how loud that is. A little bit too loud, looks like. Y'all can holler or holla if that's not loud enough. Okay, here we go. This is my mic, and I'm not ashamed to play it, to use it. All right, so here we're going to start, and I'll go first. And I don't know what it goes. It's your turn, yeah. Here comes a minor part. My turn. ahead, take it. Go ahead, take it. Okay, I'm gonna take the sad part. Your turn. Still your turn. My turn. We'll start over. I didn't realize it ended quite like that. Hey. Okay, now I'm going to go on. We're going to do this again. But here we go. One more time on the same thing. You start. Happiness. Comes the sad part. Every single chord has been made from the same scale. Here's the one note that's out, right there. Keep going. My turn. end it. It's ending. What are you gonna play? Okay, cool. Okay, now again, just like I said a minute ago, I really would really like to know. So to me, that's super cool. It's super cool to play different styles of songs. I guess you can't hear me very well, can you? Let's do that. Here, come back here. Mighty microphone of power. Thank you, microphone of power. So anyway, mighty microphone of power is helping me out. I don't hear that loud enough though in my ear. I can't tell that that's loud enough. Doesn't seem to be. I think that, yeah, there we go. That's much more like it. Okay. So anyway, so I'd love to know what y'all thought about those songs. To me, the first song was cool because it was dance and it was techno, and the second one was cool because it was country, but really folk. Really would be a better term. You heard the squeeze box sound. So it was the accordion basically. So it had a slightly Cajun flavor perhaps, or French or whatever. So anyway, a neat sound, and like I said, love to know what you thought about those, and those are really cool songs. So we're done with the ad-libbing portion. Now we're going to go to the question and answer part, and the question and answer part. You know what we do is we answer questions. It's crazy. So I already said what day it is. Oh yeah, I want to tell you, sorry, the new thing. So listen, I said it earlier, but I won't say it again. So if you send me your email address, I will send you one of those tracks, and you can download it if you want one. So if you're already a student, you can just either tell me your lesson or you can send me an email. And if you're not a student, just send me an email at mark@dallasmusiclessons.com, and I will send you the link to download that. Your very own ad-libbing. If you liked either one of those, pick one and tell me which one if you're interested in that. Okay, so now here are the questions, Q&A, and this is questions about anything about music, and possibly about art as a whole, but specifically about music and learning. And I'm not it's great to be a trivia guy. I'm not a trivia guy. I can't tell you what kind of bass so-and-so used on so-and-so song at so-and-so recording, blah, blah. But I can tell you how to get better, and I can tell you a bunch of things about music. We'll see. And if I don't know, I'll just say, I don't know. So I'm looking here, and okay. All right, I have this question. What should I do when I miss a lesson? And actually, it's miss a lesson, miss several lessons, miss a month or more. So okay. So there's the question. What should I do if I miss a lesson? So if you miss a single lesson, you shouldn't even. That's nothing. I mean, that's just life, and just my credentials are I've taught 2,700, let's say, something like that, 2,800 private lessons. I've taught classes and in college and stuff, but private lessons, 2,700 approximately lessons. Private, not single lessons, students. Many more lessons than that. But anyway, so the point is I've taught a lot of people. So what should that person do when they miss a single lesson? Yeah, pretty much nothing. Of course, there's different circumstances. The circumstances, one would be I'm missing this lesson. I had the whole, here's a week, pretend this ends a week, this is a week. So I had a week of practice and work, whatever I want to do, before my lesson that I'm missing. I have a week after it. I'm just missing this lesson day. So you're missing this lesson day. First off, you shouldn't be concerned about it like, oh my gosh, it's messing everything up. It's more just a little tiny little bump. As always, the question about, okay, so there's three broad categories of what a person needs to work on to be a great musician, and they are in inverse order in the sense that the one that applies to the most things, not the best, but the thing that applies to the most things, which is music theory, ear training, rhythm training, it takes the longest to occur, and it's boring, but it applies to the most things. It'll help things you never even thought about. And then in the middle of that is, which is with the obvious one, is exercise. I need to play scales. I need to play chords. I need to do these things. And so those take less things to bear fruit, less time to bear fruition. And they apply to less things, although they apply to many things. And then the thing that's obvious what you want to do is you want to play songs, right? The third category is your songs. I want to play songs. I didn't take lessons to show people my theory knowledge or to show them arpeggio. I did it to play songs and cool songs and great songs. And then so songs are very immediate in gratification in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Here's this song, sounds great. And yet that individual song does not apply. So learning, I've been waiting for a girl like you. Learning that song doesn't apply to as many things as, let's say, a vocal arpeggio would do, or understanding how the notes, backing up the theory, how the notes in this thing I'm singing apply to this other song and this other scale and this other key and this other, So anyway, so we're working on these things. So in the middle of that we're working on, we're dealing with motivation and progress. So it's like I'm motivated. Get out of my face, you camera. I'm motivated. I'm motivated, and I'm progressing. And of course, what we like is I'm motivated and progressing. They're going together. I'm totally motivated. I'm totally progressing. Wow, that's great. And when it's like that, of course, everything's perfect. So you miss a week. Miss a day, and you're just like, well, that's too bad. But I'll go ahead and practice just like you were doing with your, hopefully it would have some theory, brain, ear learning. It'd have the scales and things that are making you more skillful, making your hands obey, or making your vocal cords obey. And they would have songs that you love. And so you're just working as normal. If you are not motivated, if you're discouraged, for whatever reason, could be many valid and some invalid reasons, but you're discouraged, what you should do is do the thing that motivates you the most. And which I'm saying, in a perfect world, you're just like, well, it's everything's great. I'm just keep practicing all those things. If you were having problems with motivation, saying, what should you do? You're going to miss this lesson. What should you be doing? In a perfect world, you do everything just like normal. If you're discouraged, you should do the thing that discourages you the least, which for most people is your songs, and it can even be like, I'm playing songs that aren't on my list. I'm trying to keep motivated, kind of trying to keep in the game. So anyway, that's what you should do. As opposed to, I went ahead and, if you can do everything like normal, do that. Attitudinally, I'm referring to. But if you have any problems, just elect for the things that keep you rolling. And hopefully you'll get all encouraged again and go back to working on all the things you're supposed to do. Now, what if you're going to miss the lesson, but you're going to miss that week, a week before or a week after? So, you either come to your next lesson and you really haven't done anything, couldn't do anything. You were out of town, you're at a convention, you couldn't take your instrument. It's pretty much the same thing. Although when you come back to that lesson, and again, or you could say, if you're not taking lessons, it could be you come back to from that absence of I couldn't do anything for 7 days. We'll say I missed, and then I had this lump, and I couldn't do anything. I either come back to my lesson not having practiced, or I come back to starting again and having practiced. Well, if it's to a lesson, you and your teacher should just play songs. And kind of refresh. Hey, we're doing this. Hey, we remember doing that. It's like, well, what could you do? You couldn't do anything. And if it's just you getting back, then you would kind of do the same thing, but a little stronger on the, now, how am I doing this? And, how is this going? It's just for a day or two. It's a little bit of reacquaintance with your instrument and the things you're supposed to do. Now, again, there are supermen and women among us who, just jump in and they don't need that ramping back up. Most people do, many people do, but you don't have to be one of those people. You can't just jump right in. It all depends, like I said a minute ago, about motivation. How motivated are you? And then, okay, so what if you're going to miss several lessons? You're going to miss 3 lessons, they'll say. And let's say this concurrent, not just 3 physical, I missed 3 Tuesdays, couldn't come to my Tuesday lesson 3 times in a row, but additionally, there's 21 days out of that, Okay, So now we would count on a little degradation of your skill set. You know, it wouldn't just be, I don't remember how to do this. It'd be like, well, some of the things I was doing before I left, I can't do anymore. And I'm unclear now what this strum you wrote new strum, or you know, or I was learning, you aren't taking lessons. You're like, I'm learning this new chord, and it's just this new chord. You don't know the chord. So yeah, for there, you definitely, talking about, say, a 21-day absence as an example, a substantial absence. Um, then you again, now you absolutely should be staying, not either giving up or stopping lessons or being discouraged about that. Again, those things happen. You know, your sister's sick and you have to go help her. You know, you were sick. You know, many things can happen. So you don't need to be discouraged by some occasional significant clumps of time are taken out of your schedule. So there you are. It's been a long time. So when you come back, you're going to expect to take a significant amount of time. I would suggest 4 to 10 days of kind of reacclimating. And I don't mean you're holding back. You're going as much as you can in those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days of kind of reacquainting yourself with everything. But I'm saying you're giving yourself a little more, you know, a little more. Wow, this is pretty significant. And it really is. Music is it is a performing art, and it's an art. It's got all these artistic things, but it's got all these real things. It's I say, you know, it's like taking a math test that you have to dance to or something. You know, there's all these. It's not just I understand it, and it's not just I can play this chord. It's like it's quite a lot of things involved. So again, if you could jump right in. But also there may be a longer period of coming back. And again, don't be discouraged by that. Everybody, I know a lot of professional musicians. The only people that I know personally, I'm sure this is not true for everybody, but the only people that I know that personally that practice like we imagine, that is, they practice 4 hours a day, and you know that's what they do. They always do that. One's married to a doctor, and one's married to a lawyer, and so basically what that means is they're unemployed and can work on their music without having to go to a job, without having to, you know, they really can be supported by their spouse and not. So I'm encouraging you in that. I'm saying, hey, you know, if you have to work out the real life possibilities of things, that's okay, you know, because it really is, it's about being in the long game. Now, what if you're going to miss, say, 2 months? Now, for some reason, I think it's because of the work involved in learning, the discipline nature, you know, how we put off things and we don't want to do things that are hard, and even though we have the best intentions, don't necessarily do any of them, you know, or have a hard time doing them. So we know that, man, you know, I should be practicing when I can. I'm going to be gone for 2 months. I'm going to practice, you know. For most people, being in lessons or having some physical tie other than, you know, I have to do this, I have to come back, or I have to do whatever. If you can, that really helps. It seems to help quite literally. Very, very, I'd say less than 3% of the people who swear to me, oh, I'm going to come back. Oh, this is just a little break for blah, blah, blah. You know, come back. And it is not because I'm a sneaky, mean guy, I don't think. I can't, it doesn't seem to be that. It seems to be that if you stopped because you didn't have time, you're not going to look back and say, oh, now I got the time. Now I really got a lot of time. Now, you know, I won the lottery and I got all this time. That's not going to happen. What happens is you know, for all our lives, most of our lives are, at least to our own perception, are on a spiral, an upward climb of getting more and more and more and more involved, more and more things to do. So anyway, if you can stay in, I'm talking about in lessons or involved, you know, playing gigs, if you're in lessons, you know, okay, now I can only take a lesson every 2 weeks, or I can I have to do video lessons, or I have to do online lessons, or whatever. And you can set the lessons aside. You could say, okay, this is me playing with other people, whatever. You're gonna in your band, you can't be there, so be there when you can, and to try to stay in it, so that, because it for a lot of people, when I say music is difficult, I don't mean you sound bad. I mean that it takes a lot of work. It takes practice. It takes getting to your lesson, or getting to your gig, or getting to your friend's garage, and again, you're rarely going to say, "Well, it's going to be so easy to do that now." It's usually the reason that you were gone for 2 months is making it longer, harder, to continue. So anyway, I'm just telling you, do your best to stay out. Now, what if you had to quit? I'm not in the I'm not in the Teachers Guild. I'm just telling you what it. If everybody in the world took lessons with me, then first off, I'd be very rich. But if everybody in the world took lessons with me, then yes, I would have a stake in saying this stuff. But a very tiny percentage of the world takes lessons with me. So it's to say, obviously what I'm saying is, hang in there, don't get discouraged, jump back in as soon as you can. Let's say you had to miss a long time. Let's say you're out for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. As soon as you can, get in. And seems like commitments help. It seems like, I paid for this lesson. I talked to John, and we're getting together on Thursday, and we're going to try this for a month. I signed up for the community orchestra, these kind of things, and I'm not trying to be hokey about all that thing. I'm trying to say that's what seems to matter for most people. Some of you are internally motivated, and you just, like a little tank, and you just do your thing. But most people are not. Most people need something helping them, and these external things. I 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, it'd be like, I would have said, I would not even have noticed the fact of lessons making people play. It was more like, I'm showing people how to play better, but not, if I wasn't here, if this guy wasn't coming to see me, he wouldn't be doing anything. Not because he's a jerk, but because it's more like, he's got life living. So anyway, I'm just saying, if you've been out for 2 or 3 or 4 years, you should jump back in and listen. If you get good instruction from videos, or from books, or from a person, you can learn amazingly well, and you can be really happy. And again, just by the way, you can, and the first person you go to may not be the right person. The person, or the first book you buy, or the first video you watch, you have to judge things by the results, not instant results, because there's a interface issue, your own interface, how good you are at this or that, an interface, and how this person or this book interacts with you and helps you. But I'm just saying, you should be able to look back from time to time, month to month, and say, hey, this is really helping me, and I'm encouraged. So anyway, so 1 week, don't worry about it. 2 weeks, actual week. Well, one lesson, one time, don't worry about it. 7 days, okay. No big deal though. You may take a day or two to kind of get back up. 2, 3, 4 weeks of actually not playing. Yeah, we're expecting a downtime of you coming back up. Mostly saying that to not be discouraged. If you can stick some lessons in there, or some rehearsals or whatever, do things online. I'm making, we've done this before, but even Zoom into a rehearsal. You're not, nothing's happening. You can't do anything, but at least you're kind of listening. Go, hey, they're doing that's a cool song, yeah. I'm talking about a longer, and you could do that for the single miss. Like in a group, you're going to miss and you can't really contribute, but you could listen, or you could, hey guys, send me a recording of that. And then if it's significant, do whatever you can to get back in, and then remember the power. Remember the power of commitments, and I don't mean burdensome commitments, but of saying, I have scheduled lessons. I have signed up for this. I am meeting with my friends. I said I joined the worship team. I said that I would get together with Jim and Sally, and we'll sing some Eagles songs together. We'll sing some Maroon 5 songs together. We'll sing some. I'm thinking of the wrong group. I'm totally thinking the wrong group now. Stone Temple Pilots, which is not what I was thinking of. I'm trying to think of the 21 Pilots. There you go. It's a bunch of pilots out there. So anyway, so get in as soon as you can and be encouraged, because you can do great and you can be really good at the music you love if you'll work on it some. Get good people telling you what to do or playing with you, encouraging people, helping you, and spend some time on it, and you can be awesome. I'm just reminding, third time we'll say, if you listen to the improv, send me your email at mark@dallasmusiclessons.com, and tell me which one of those tracks you want, and I'll send it to you or send a link to you. And so I really want you to have fun and be awesome. If you want information about lessons, go to www.dallasmusiclessons.com. That's my symbol, apparently. And you can read about me, and you can sign up for lessons if you want, or at least get information to sign up. And if you've got any questions that you can get answered now, or things about the improv that you didn't get, send me an email at mark@dallasmusiclessons.com, and I promise I'll answer your questions. And so I want you to have fun. I want you to be awesome. I want to see you next Tuesday at 7:45. That's right.